start.
So, my name is Cornelis, and I'd like to see some hands from the people who have looked up someone on Facebook, just to see how they're doing, or like a friend from long ago. It's quite a lot of people. But imagine that this friend of yours is hidden behind an IP address, behind an encrypted IP address or a spoofed one, and you aren't able to find him anymore. But you really want to get in contact with him. Or in the case of the police, you really want to know who they are, like as in the case of the dark web. And that's what our problem is about. Dark web users are hidden, and we cannot find them, or at least so we think. So we're looking for clues, and it would be great if there was a method that would provide us these, like so that we could solve cases like a detective would solve a murder case in a typical murder mystery. So our solution for this, we gather some data, and then we exploit human errors, because dark web users are also human, and they tend to make a lot of mistakes. And this we call Lucifer. Lucifer, for Lucifer, we have used, we used the black market forum data, and we also scraped the Reddit data. And what this shows us is these nodes are individual users from the black market forum. And each of these users are connected, and each link between two users indicates that there has been interaction on the forum. So there was a reply between the two, or something of the other. And the color indicates how often there has been a reply in total. So that means that these few non-pink dots are more active, and probably are key players within the forum. But what about the Reddit data that we used? Well, so when we used the data, we connected the nodes to searches. We searched for the names of the authors of forum posts in the black market forum, and we checked if they also appeared in the Reddit API. And if they did, we colored them red. And if you click on a red node, well, then you get a link of all the posts that are related to that on Reddit. So you can start a breadcrumb trail towards your perpetrator. So, to go back, what this shows us is that it is possible to find people in, that are on the dark web, to find data in the real world, to find it on the internet where things are more public and easier to research and to extract more data from. But we need more data. We just looked at user names, and that seems successful. However, there are so many more ways. We could use PGP keys, emails, all kinds of other identifiers, but we could also use Twitter data, eBay data as the other team used. We could use Twitter API. We could also, indeed, for example, use other methods. So, for example, we could look at cytometry, which actually the other group also already did. There is also being researched, and it can be used to find and identify these unique users and to find them in the real web, in the clear web. So what this shows us is that given the resources, one step, going too fast. And what some other use cases for this is, is that we can use this data to not only just identify users, individual users, but we can also identify how drugs are trafficked, for example. If there could be a drug epidemic soon, if we would look at the local level. But we could also identify organized crime. One of the main players in drug crime in Holland, I think, are biker gangs. A lot of drug crimes are committed by them, and a lot of is also they are big distributors of drugs. So, to conclude, with more data and a dedicated team of professionals, we hope to shine the light upon the dark web. Thank you.
Wow, give him a big applause.
Questions?
if you link usernames, how can you guarantee that it's actually the same person behind it?
Well, it's more that these usernames are not, we link them because they are not only just found in, like, they're both authors of posts, but they are also mentioned by other people. As in, they are mentioned as vendors from the black market, from the dark web. So this gives us more assurance that these are people talking about these vendors. It's not necessarily that they're talking about that they are the users themselves, but this gives us more information about the user, about the vendors, and this could possibly lead to a revelation of a network of some sort. Any other questions?
Are the relations that you see in the dark web the same as on the clear web? Yeah.
In what sense do you mean? Can you specify? Like
You use the usernames on the clear web to
Right.
find out the identities of the dark web.
Well, we actually what we want, but it's not that we want to directly identify. We want to provide more clues, more information. We want to use data to get more data, so that solving these crimes, so that it's more likely that you are able to identify someone, and that you can solve, so that you can close the case and catch the crook.
Yeah. And did you use the interactions on the dark web to find the hotspots?
Right, to find people who are active on the forum.
You get more clues on clear web, but there are also networks and interactions there.
Right.
Did you use the validation? Did you use the clear web as a validation? What you saw on the dark web, or are they?
No, what we wanted to achieve is to find a link between the dark web and the clear web. We did not use the clear web to validate relations within the dark web. That's something that can be done in the future.
Yes. Thank you.